nervous and stuff because you had a date on like I think a Tinder or something like that.
I do remember that.
No, can't be me.
Yeah.
John Ottman.
Never. Blake Neely. Yeah. Sorry, I'm drunk and
That is awesome.
I'm sorry, Blake. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
He's like, I'm drunk and very honest, and I totally forgot who you were right now.
I'm sorry, Blake. I'm sorry, Blake. So yeah, madam, you go first because I'm a dumb drunk. So go ahead.
All right, perfect on then. You said that the most common question that you get is dealing with all the crossover episodes, dealing with all the DC shows. Just writing good in individual themes, making sure that
we're not going anywhere.
Well, you're smarter than me, so you go ahead. Sorry.
Especially for something like you also have something like Legends of Tomorrow, where you had to write individual, at least I'm assuming small themes for everyone. Was that a challenge? How was that different compared to something where you only had maybe one hero?
Well, what's cool about Legends specifically is it's the first show I've ever done where some of the music preceded the show, because like Adam was on Arrow,
Yeah.
Canary was on Arrow, Captain Cold was on, and Heatwave were on Flash. They all had these pre-existing themes from those shows. So when we started Legends, like, oh, I'll just bring their themes with them, and then evolve it and blend them, and it did become sort of a crossover-ish show, like all the time.
Yeah.
Because you'd have Firestorm's theme, and then Heatwave would come in to help, and you blend them. So that was a lot of fun. It's no more difficult to come up with an individual theme, except when if you shut yourself down by thinking, wow, this character is like 75 years of history and iconism, and I have to create him musically, so that's the intimidation.
And possibly piss off every fan
Impossibly piss off every fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what we're facing right now is Superman's coming to Supergirl for at least 2 episodes.
I remember.
And if I can't use the only Superman theme I care about, John Williams, I have to write one and not even possibly piss off, but definitely piss off every fan. So we'll see what happens with that. But no, you're exactly right, because the fan base, on a lot of TV shows you don't think about it. The fan base was there way before the show was, so you gotta please them too.
You just still have to bring your own. You have to do your own thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
And that's how I felt when we first launched Arrow, and then I came the next year to Comic-Con, and you see they're happy and well received, and thank God.
Thank God.
And then they tell you, we're going to introduce Flash this year. I'm like, oh shit, here we go again.
There will not be any pitchforks. All right, I'm good.
Flash is fantastic. I'm really excited that they brought Supergirl on to the CW now, because you'll be able to bring all of those shows together.
I think it'll change the show, actually. I think they're going to be able to do it like they do the other 3.
Yeah.
And then we definitely, it opens the gates for combining the universes.
And they've already said they are definitely going to do that. And that sounds daunting on every level, not just like from a musical level, but like from a filming level.
It sounds daunting on a writer level.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how they're keeping track of, because if you affect, if Legends changes something here, and they forget that it has to affect Arrow, and they've already thought down the road on this script. It's like, I don't know how they
especially when we're dealing with time travel and alternate worlds and
but then they can't just make the physics up as they go. They can tell us whatever we want.
You need consistency, and otherwise.
I'm not sure if all the physics work.
Well, it never
does. They make sense within their own universe.
Exactly. Do anything you want. Turn the page.
So what does the future hold, Mr. Neely?
The future holds a very intimidating 4-way crossover.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So of all 4 shows now
are going to cross over in December.
Because Supergirl's moving to
CW.
Yeah.
That's actually good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So that's one future thing, and then there's a new show called Riverdale that's based on the Archie comics.
Oh!
Archie, Veronica. Live action, but it's a very subversive.
Well, hell, remember when they had the high school reunion show?
Like a crossover.
Remember they had that high school reunion show in the 80s?
Not yet.
Which one?
They had a high school reunion show of Archie that came out in the 80s on NBC.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
you don't remember?
find that.
Yeah. It stars the guy. Remember that show, The Charmings?
Yeah.
It has the Prince Charming guy as Archie. It's a reunion. It was like
And it's just a one-off.
Yeah. It was like a TV movie. Yeah, but sorry, but when you brought up Archie, I'm like, I remember that. I'm old, but you know.
That's fun.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's a very subversive look at high school.
So of
In-
televised compositions, what do you think your favorite is right now, aside from your own, of course?
From what?
Televised, like intro themes or whatever. What do you think your favorite one is,
Right now?
aside from what you do? Because you have to love yourself the most. Otherwise,
No, you
nobody
don't.
else is gonna love you, right?
No, I love what Abel does on Penny Dreadful. You guys watch
Oh, I
Penny
love
Dreadful?
Penny Dreadful.
I have a love-hate with it. I liked it.
No, I mean just musically.
Musically?
Musically,
Yeah,
I love
musically
what
it's
he's
pretty
done.
good. I mean, like,
Because like it's it's about what we do is about establishing like a world sonically, and I just feel like he nailed the world that they're
who are
in.
your influences, by the way? Other than Danny Elfman.
Well, I'm influenced by Hans Zimmer,
Oh
I
yeah.
love Hans Zimmer.
Bach,
Yeah.
Oh, go.
Arvo
Come
Pärt.
on.
Come on,
Do
Bach.
you mean these days?
Yeah. When you say Bach, it's like, duh.
Come on.
Dead.
You know what I mean?
James Newton Howard.
Yeah.
That guy over there, John Powell. Just a lot of influences.
So, what's your favorite instrument to play? When you,
Piano.
Piano? Oh.
I wish I played more.
That's why you
Wish
said
I-
Bach.
No, I wish I played violin. And I wish I played guitar.
Why don't you start?
Yeah. You're a musician.
40
Come on.
seconds.
Come
It's
on.
not gonna take.
Come on,
I didn't
Blake.
learn
not
guitar
gonna
till
take-
30. All right.
Seriously? How are
Because
you
it
now?
was-
Are you good at it? Decent?
You know how progression goes, right? You get to that level, you're like, oh, I can do this, and then you try to get to that
Take a wild guess what I play.
that top line. You can't get to the top line.
What's the most useless member in a band?
Oh, bass.
That's why I'm a drum
So
drunk.
mean. So mean.
Hey, it's
Without
all
the
good.
bass,
It's
you
all
got
good.
nothing.
My wife plays bass, so yeah, it works.
Yeah, I started with drums, and then like 10 years or 15
Yeah.
years later, I played guitar, and I was like, oh wow,
Do you still play drums?
I can-ish, but because it's
Man,
been
it
so
gets
long,
away
I've
from you
progressed
fast, so
better
Yeah.
in guitar, and then drum is like
do you
you got to
play?
be set there.
I played the clarinet throughout most of elementary and early middle school, and then the oboe until I graduated high school.
And do you still?
I don't. You know, especially with woodwind instruments, once you lose your chops, it's like you have to get years to get it back. And
Yeah.
I love music, and but I didn't want to pursue it professionally, and they really didn't have like we just like playing music type of band at the university I went to.
Any other
How
questions?
no. How's the convention this year? Is it fun?
I've been drinking myself retarded, so I don't know. But come on, that's how you remember me. That in the
That's
face.
what half this weekend's about.
See, but
Well, no,
we brought the booze in this place.
Yeah.
And see, I see another beer that's fresh there.
Yes.
That wasn't here when we got here.
Yeah.
one
That's
of
here
them-
because they're like, oh wow, they're drinking.
No, one was
I wanna
mine.
drink
Yeah,
too.
you brought it. Because I was like, Ray, can we drink?
By the way, my
I don't know. And
recommendation-
I rounded the corner, I saw your cocktail. And went, fuck yeah, we can.
My recommendation when you're here is downstairs bar. There's a guy named Travis. He's the bartender. Best bartender in town.
Travis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, best
We
bar-
always drink at that bar.
Yeah.
Downstairs bar.
But I
Travis.
didn't know his name.
Travis.
Now you know his name. You're
Yeah,
like, Travis.
They was that a Sazerac?
That was a rum and coke, is what it was.
Yeah.
Don't do the
So I'm
Sazerac,
saying,
man.
Blake, the
I
best
don't remember
bar.
leaving here last year.
But yeah, best bar in town.
It was the Sazerac.
downstairs. Downstairs bar at the very, very bottom.
Oh, the downstairs.
Yeah, the very bottom. Because the Fox bar, they're kind of dicks, and then the second floor, it's
They
like
charge more on the second floor, which is weird.
yeah. So I'm saying for future
That is
reference, best
It's
bar
the
to go
same
to,
place.
Blake.
They should charge
Yeah.
the same, right? But
That
it's
is weird.
$8.10 for
You know what's really crazy? That Dick's Side Resort's not Dick's Side Resort.
$7.43 downstairs.
Well, on Monday it's like $3, and
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
they're smart.
But
I
yeah.
did get to go to the Star Trek thing yesterday and got to hear the symphony orchestra play.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Was it amazing?
It was so amazing. I've never seen a movie that way before.
And the film's great.
The film is pretty good. Yeah, it's not great, but it's good. And,
We're wrapping it up. Pleasure again, Blake. It's good to see you again. Sorry I was an
Keep
idiot.
drinking.
Till next
Never an
year.
idiot.
Oh, yeah.
it's good to see you
It
again.
doesn't
Thank
stop,
you.
brother. It doesn't
Thanks
stop.
a lot.
But yeah,
Then you just like fall asleep.
we'll give you the footage and stuff. So.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, come on. You actually have all the intelligent questions. I mean, like, we came here for Tyler because I partied with Tyler before.
It's like, hey!
Hey, you again! I mean, I literally, oh, by the way, you know who's also in town at Comic-Con? Slayer.
Are they really?
Yeah, they have a comic book by Dark Horse.
I went through my goth phase. I remember listening.
Goth? They're not goth, they're metal.
I know. But I listened
Goth
to
is him, he's a Marilyn Manson.
I remember when I was going through my goth phase, I did.
By the way, they gave you a magazine yet?
No.
For you. And my face. I'm a narcissist. I apologize, madam. So if I'm embarrassing you or anything, I apologize.
Alright. I'm rolling with the punches.
Well, I just don't want to be rude. I mean, you're so professional and stuff like that. I mean, come on, you're so professional. I had to walk out and have a pee break. So
Speaking of which, I'll be right back.
I just don't want to be a douche, you know?
You know what's also funny? This is all being recorded. We're gonna get the side commentary of.
Oh, nice. I wanted to keep everything. I usually try to keep them separate.
Well, you're professional, my friend.
I'm trying to be.
I'm an unprofessional professional. Because every year I go to NAM.
Are you guys leaving? Can I reach out?
Oh, you guys.
Please. Take a seat. Yeah, sit right there.
Yeah, right here. This one.
She's recording, I'm filming, and we have Fred Pool.
That one. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. All right, we're here. We're
Extravagant tripod setup over there.
Yes, you're totally.
I was an idiot and forgot my tripod. So we're here with
John Powell.
what?
Henry Jackman.
Henry Jackman. All right, who does?
I do. I work the camera in.
Oh, you did Civil War.
I have no idea. I mean, I have no
Let me look
idea.
at the flyer. So I'm a dumb drunk. I apologize, my friend.
It's all right.
I'm used to hanging out with rock stars. Tomorrow I'm interviewing Slayer, so you understand my.
Slayer. Okay.
Well,
Now I understand much
because Slayer's here. Whatever. Who gives a fuck about me? We're here with you, and we're here with a real journalist who actually knows what the hell she's doing. So you asked the first question because I'm an idiot. So go ahead.
Okay. In the panel, we had a teacher come up talking about how important it is, how to encourage kids to play music and everything. Do you want to elaborate on how we can continue to bring kids into music?
The most important way will be to stop having superhero movies where everyone fights all the time, and you have superhero movies where people are teachers.
Those teachers are heroes. Yes.
Because they are.
Because we need to wrap up.
Oh, I know him.
John,
Hey,
John
good to see you.
together.
Oh, we
yes.
can have the
Long
Johns
time no
together.
see.
Yes, two Johns.
I think I recognize you.
Yeah. 2 years ago.
Oh, right.
John Powell, John Ahmed.
Yeah, I know. Take a seat, John.
It helps if you're in Slayer.
Yes. We're here with John and John, the Johns,
The Johns.
and they don't have to pee, unlike me.
No, I do. I always have to pee.
Oh.
Every 5 seconds.
Well, I actually had a pee break earlier in the middle of an interview, so yeah. Because I'm an idiot. So we're with John and John. So, all right. You're the journalist who actually knows what the hell she's talking about, so go ahead.
I was just saying, we talked a bit about on the panel about expanding music into kids, into schools, and how we can encourage them to play instruments and everything. And by all means, how can we do that? And also, how can we get them to composing as well?
Well, actually, one of the things that I wanted to say on the panel, and I forgot to say, was, looky here, we're all here, and guess what? We all look the same again.
We all look the same?
We all look the same.
Yeah.
It's very dull.
Yeah, but you have the
Yeah.
glasses, though.
It doesn't matter. He's
And the accent.
he's got contacts, that's all, isn't it?
Oh, by the way, how did that date work 2 years ago?
How what?
Remember you had a date on like Tinder or something like that a couple years ago?
I remember. Yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, how did that go, John?
Really?
Well, it went okay, but he lived here, so it didn't. Now it's a long story. I'm gonna get into it.
I'm sorry,
Let me put it
John.
this way: I'm not married right now, so
But John, like I just remember
my personal life's a wreck. That's why I'm taking time
Oh, I'm
off.
sorry, John. I'm sorry, John.
You're a musician.
You're a musician. You can get so much fucking
No,
pussy dick, whatever the hell you like.
You work so intensely and so hard, and then it's done, and it reveals the catastrophe that your personal life is.
I mean, like, what's your favorite instrument to play, other than your John?
Well, my favorite
Sorry,
instrument
John.
to play, I don't know. It's weird. I haven't played instruments in a while since I played the clarinet and piano badly.
She
also.
plays that too.
I played that when I was in grade school.
Well, that's her main instrument we were talking about.
Anyway, you were saying
Sorry,
about
John.
expanding
Anyway.
on what you wanted to say on the
Just
panel.
the panel of 5 middle-aged white men.
Yes, yeah.
Again.
That was something that was brought up in the panel last year. Was during the Christmas last year.
It's very dull. It's very dull. I wish we were all a little bit more diverse somewhere. I mean, it's just,
You're British.
that's not in Hollywood. That's not that diverse.
No, that's
Not really. You just talk and you get so much.
Still sounds
we
cool.
have a decent.
Yeah, you're John.
Well, no, if you're from
Is
Liverpool,
there a
it'd be
way that we
different,
can
right?
help
But you're from,
appeal
like,
to women
Southern.
and
Yes, I mean this is the crazy thing is that this
how many women are there in this industry? I mean, I've been trying to sort of figure out how we can, I don't know, change politics by encouraging more women into roles. You know, because I feel that the only way to shift the way that the world thinks is to actually have finally an equal society, which we don't. We're not even in a democracy.
Are there any women composers?
There are a few.
A few.
But not many, and it's surprising, and I can't, you know, it's just society being, you know,
But
basically
is it
sexist.
societies or is it interest?
Well, yes. I mean, it is interest because if you don't see somebody who looks like you doing something
Exactly.
that you want to do, why are you going to sort of progress it, you know, towards it? It's like, you know, he grew up with John Williams. He looks white.
You grew up with John Williams?
Well, no,
as a
that's
figure, yeah.
as your.
Oh, as your inspiration.
It's
Yeah.
the same way. I'm a film critic by trade, and if, like, on Rotten Tomatoes, for example, the male to female ratio on that is about 70-30. I'm one of 2 women in the entire Utah Film Critics Association. So.
Jesus. But that's better than Congress. You know, that's the crazy thing. We
Hey,
don't.
we're gonna get Hill Dog, love it or hate it. This is what we're
I'm
gonna get.
terrified that we won't.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, whether or not obviously I grew up in Margaret Thatcher years.
So you know all about
it's
that.
not. It's not really about men or women. It's not about one man or woman. I think it's about numbers. It's about until you get 50-50, you're not going to be able to change Congress the way they think. You're not going to be able to change the Senate. And every conceivable electable position in the West should be 50-50. It should be, because otherwise, you know, if America was built on the idea that, you know, without representation, women don't get represented.
Yeah.
So how can you say it's a democracy? It's not a democracy yet. You know.
Well, it's never gonna be. It's a republic democracy.
Well, it's
Represented democracy.
It's a republic because you got rid of one stupid idea, which was.
Why are we talking about politics when we're talking about... Sorry to be a dick here, dude. I'm just saying, like...
we didn't
by the
have
way,
all
the
by
same
the way, good
page.
job with X-Men,
We wish
good job
we had
with
Sanders.
How You Train Your Dragons, and whatever, but we're talking about music here, man. Like, come on, I mean, we can talk about bands here, but we're not bands. We're here.
The question
we're
was the
composers,
panel,
right?
Yeah.
The panel. What can you say about the panel that's all the same guys? They're always the same guys. They always look the same. I think it does speak to the way the industry is skewed. That's all. So,
Well, and then up top, it's all men. Like, like big studio-wise, are there any female?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's the strange thing.
Yeah.
I've worked for more female producers than I've worked for.
Well, not producer. I'm saying
Heads of
up
studio,
top.
absolutely. Heads of Fox are female.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
That actually makes a little sense, actually.
It does.
Yeah, because that's
So
why Assassin's Creed
you said
sucks.
that X-Men Apocalypse very nearly killed you. Was that one of the hardest projects you worked on? And John, what was one of the hardest projects you worked on?
They're both named John. You gotta.
I know. I'm like John and John.
I would say it's one of the hardest I've worked on. I mean, I'm on from pre-production through the end, so for me, it's my
Yeah,
life,
you're editing as well,
it's just every time I say I'm never going to do it again, but it's too much to handle. I basically manage the entire film, every facet of it I'm involved in. So this ended, and I got a new agent. He was all excited. I went over to Voss, and it's
Good
like,
thinking, good thinking,
I
John.
said, don't get too excited because I don't want to work. I said I need at least 4 months to fix my life, and somehow I don't think I'll be able to do it in 4 months. But because the whole thing ends like I said, and I realize that my friends have gone off and gotten married and or been able to date, and I'm like, what have I been doing? So. I'm lucky to be doing what I'm doing, but so it's hard to get out the violin for people like me. But still, there is a big cost for me. So.
It is a huge cost. Of course. Because if you're doing it at the level, it's bad enough for me. I've been lucky to do films. I don't have to edit them as well. Every editor I know doesn't have a life, and every composer I know doesn't have a life. So that's a double dip in there. So I can't quite figure out how you do it. You might as well just direct while you're at it.
And star, just go all your bases. Just make the whole movie yourself. It'll work out fine, I'm sure.
I just imagine you haven't made like a visual thing of the music. You know what I mean? Like just like a kind of like a Fantasia thing. I'm surprised I haven't done that yet.
Well, I mean, when you are lucky enough to score animated movies, you kind of get to do more. You get a little closer to that because you can wear your emotions on your sleeve more, and you can not hide behind things. And
See, but it's video first, not music first. You know, you have
Unless,
to like.
well,
unless
of
we're doing
course,
songs
yeah.
in animation, that is a good thing. In song, if you're doing songs in animation, they have to have that first, so they can,
Gotcha.
you know, so they can get the penguins to dance. But no, I mean that's a wet dream for all composers. Just to have somebody come along and go, you
You're
know,
like, dude, I love you.
we had this
I want to
idea.
totally do this.
all to your music.
Yeah.
But the end of E.T. was scored by John Williams over and over again on the session, and apparently he was very unhappy and couldn't get it to work, hit the things he wanted, blah blah blah. So eventually Steven Spielberg said, look, just record it the way you want it, make it musically right, and we'll recut
Wow, I
it.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know
Really?
that. That's
You
really
didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Like, look at her face, you're like,
No, no.
sorry.
Can you imagine
Sorry,
Mike
go.
Kahn's face at that point?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Any other questions? You guys are smarter than me. Come on.
All right, did South Park totally ruin the Game of Thrones theme for you?
Hey, look at your face.
It's funny you should say it. It made it so much more beautiful. And so actually, because I know Ramin, and it's like I love the way he's trying to still trying to get that theme hidden in all the cues,
Yeah, that's it.
without us all thinking of
Waiters. Look at her face, you're like,
No, once you mention that theme, and then now for the rest of the day, I will not go.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Don't go visit their booth.
No, it
They
makes
have
you go
amazing
crazy.
setup.
It's like you can't get it out. You know.
I use other pieces of music to disinfect myself.
Yeah, you gotta think of something like.
every time I watch it, I do exactly this. Me and my wife, she's like, she's do-weeders. I'm like, shut up, you're ruining the vibe.
But did you see the episode of South Park where they did the whole of the music from Inception?
Yes.
Yes. Oh
With the
my
goat.
God. It was
With the
so
goat.
awesome.
Yeah,
It was so
and
awesome.
I love Hans Zimmer. I mean,
Yeah.
like, the Gladiator soundtrack was one of the first soundtracks that really got me into, like, music soundtracks, so...
But yeah, who collaborated with him, by the way? Who collaborated with Hans Zimmer for the soundtrack?
I don't
I mean,
know.
His
Lisa
40
Gerard.
composers.
From what? From what?
Dead Can Dance.
Yep. Hey, represent. Dude, I'm an old school fan of Dead Can Dance. I'm a goth. Come on, look at my face. You know what I mean? Like Dead Can Dance, man. Like, I mean, you know, because of that, the goth scene grew an ego. Because Dead Can Dance, like, they had a temporary breakup, right? You know, because you know, Lisa Gerard moved on to do movies like you guys, and the other guys just played. And the other guy, the guy in the band, played Ren Fairs. I'm not kidding. He actually played Ren Fairs.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, and then like you know, and then when they got back together in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, they played the Hollywood Bowl, which grew the biggest ego for the goth scene ever. Like they're like, oh my God, we're so awesome that like our band's playing the Hollywood Bowl in your face. Like we got an Oscar, you know, not nod, but an Oscar. We got an Oscar. Unlike rock and roll and stuff, who are lucky to get a best song. So yeah, it grew. I mean, you don't even know. I had to hear. Like I'm a goth myself. I mean, like I spent like a long time in the goth scene, and I had to hear like, yeah, man, I'm going to see Dead Can Dance at the Hollywood Bowl. We won an Oscar. Sorry about that. Yeah, you know, look at your face. You're like, shut the fuck up, stupid clown. But yeah, go ahead.
Mentioned being less defensive when it comes to receiving criticism. I'm a writer, so I'm trying very much to get used to that whole having someone tell you to do something different that you've poured so much work into. Do you have any advice to any type of creative to being able to overcome that kind of criticism when someone is criticizing something that you've invested so much heart and love into?
It will indefinitely piss you off forever.
Probably feeling a little sharper in your skin at the moment.
No, really?
I guess.
I don't know. You know, I think if the person, quote unquote, criticizing you for what you've done, let's say it's a piece of music, the more eloquent they are with why, they don't like it,
Constructive.
then you'll feel less defensive about if you can really step back when you're done, because you'll realize, oh, they're right about this, they're right about that. It's true. I didn't address that the way this person wants to address that because they have a point of view that I didn't do. I mean, it's like I said, it's like you take a scene and there are a million, I repeat myself, a million ways to score it. Most are bad, but there's at least 20 ways that are just as good as the other, but they're relatively divergent. And I guess because I'm also the filmmaker, and so I could have understand the outside view as well. Like, oh, you're right. This is. I mean, even as the filmmaker, I'll template something, and this is clearly the idea, and then I'll go to my studio, and we've been living with this forever, and suddenly it's like it dawns on me, no, this is completely wrong. This is not right at all. In fact, so, and then you go to the dub stage, and you're like, for some reason the setting the film is in changes everything. We put it all together in dub stage, and suddenly it dawns on you like, oh my God, this isn't right. But. I don't know what I'm. So
it's not just about receiving the criticism, it's also about making sure that the person who is giving you the criticism is not being a jerk about it, basically.
Yeah, if someone says, oh, that sucks. It's the different, that sucks is different from, oh, this is what I was thinking. This scene's about,
Yeah, I do a thing which is, we call it spotting. When you go through the movie at the beginning, you decide where the music is.
Okay.
And I now don't call it spotting, I call it the interrogation. And I go through every scene and I ask the filmmakers, what's this about? Not, where do you want music, or what is it? What's it about? Explain everything that was going through, all the reasoning behind every scene.
Exactly.
And how it all fits together. So then I start to kind of catch up with everybody and understand the film. But then the thing I've discovered is that when somebody gives you a criticism, the important thing is to try and say, okay, I stick a little flag in the ground. I say that's a problem. There's a problem there, and then I basically stop listening, because often the explanation or the suggestions are not really what the solution will be. You need to sort of have, but you must never go, oh, this piece of music is fantastic, and he's got a problem with it. That's the wrong approach. The approach is, okay, well, I thought this was working one way, and this has got a big problem here, and it might not even be that problem there. It might be beforehand. It might be the scene before it, how you scored the bit before it. So you ran that too fast, so this feels slow. So there's all sorts of context and really agreeing with yourself that you have to look at this as a problem and find a solution for it, and then you could kind of ignore. Then your ego is not involved as much.
Who usually wins?
Hopefully the film.
Oh, I'm saying, in your experience, do you usually win based on that, or you're like, shit, I gotta
the win is not pissing people off so much that you get fired, or the win is that it works.
Of course you want it to work.
yeah, but if there's an agenda, who wins, who loses, that's the wrong.
Like, we want this.
It shouldn't be.
It's a collaboration.
Yeah, the thing I learned was that actually whatever is good for the movie is really good for me.
Right, exactly.
The bigger the hit it is, the reality is that we make more money the bigger it is. So
Then you get more money the next time you show up. We'd love to do this project.
Are they giving us the wrap up?
Yeah, they actually said that about 10 minutes ago, but it's all good. Yeah, you can finally.
You could have left a long time ago.
Yeah. Come on, I got a pee too, man.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Sorry for being a dumbass.
Nice seeing you again.
Good seeing you again, John. Yep. And by the way, for you and for you.
Okay, thanks.
John.
Yeah.
John.
I know, right? You see my comic book. I was always booked.
Yeah.
Good seeing you again, man. Did we already stop?
Oh. Don't? Nah, I haven't stopped yet.